Harry goes home. Let's see what the whole family thinks. Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. I got to change that because I'm getting older. But in this video, it's a little clickbaity. Sorry, guys. We're going to see what's going on with Harry, and we're going to look at that whole royal family. So we're going to break this video up into a bunch of additional videos. So keep looking tomorrow for the next one and the day after that. But we are going to start with Harry. So we all saw the interview with Jane Pauley and in support of Parents Together, or whatever the organization is called. Nobody really knows because it was all about recollections may vary. But we all saw some cracks there in the foundation. Just if you didn't, I don't know what's wrong with you, but we're going to take a look and we're going to see where Harry's at in his head right now. There are some accounts that he is not doing financially very well or robustly. There's some issues with that. So we're going to take a look at that as well. But as always, thank you so much for being here. I am a little bit behind schedule on some of my videos because I'm in physical therapy 3 days a week and acupuncture. You can see I've got my heating pad on today, and we're going to take a look at this. So I'm going to be nice and toasty warm on this bright and sunny August 11th day. Let's bring up that card view. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks so much for being here. Here's our card view. I hope you're having a great day. And let's get going. Where's my custom? Let's see. That's a little bit bigger. We'll do that one. You know what? Some of you don't like it, so we'll do the smaller one there. You can still see my face a little. You can see me waving in the corner. So, all right, what's Harry's feeling on California versus the UK? What's home? What is home for him? California or USA? We're going to do two separate piles here, boys and girls. We're going to do California dreaming. Close your eyes and think of England. You ready, guys? In the past, thought that California is going to be a great idea. In the present, is kind of keeping to himself on it. And in the future, what do we have? In the future, we have getting out of there is going to create a cessation of issues and problems and fighting. We're going to get out of that. So in the UK, past, present, and future. Past, he felt like he was coddled and taken care of and spoiled to a certain extent. Present, feels like he is spinning out of control. If we're talking about the UK, spinning out of control, doesn't have any leadership, just kind of has to sit back and do what he does. In the future, he's got decisions to make. The door is closing, in my opinion. I think the door is already closed for him to come back, but the door is closing with that Two of Swords. He can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So what is the current milieu for the Castle Keep? So we're just going to imagine that the royal family, an entree into the royal family and into their places, is going to be very closed off. Are those doors opening for Harry? Are they closing? What is happening with them? Let's do past. Past, they wanted no money going through the doors. Present, things are working very quickly. And in the future, transformation of him. What does that mean, that transformation? Let's see. King of Cups. They've got to sort out his emotions. They've got to get him out of this weird, he's in like a weird spiritual thing. And, being a weird spiritual person, I think that's alarming. He's in this weird spiritual place that they're trying to extract him from. It's almost like they have to deprogram him. He's believing in a lot of things that aren't really there. I wonder if this is certain individuals talking to Mumsy. Let's take a look at how he is progressing with the royal family with the Hydesville Tarot, gift from my good friend Alicia Wicker. If you're not subscribed to her, go on over there and go check her out. She's super cool and delightful. Hydesville Tarot is just our major arcana, so we can use this to look at really, really larger issues. So with the royal family and the transformation of bringing him back in, are they going to be able to do it? We have one card, the Magician. They're going to need some very powerful sorcery on that to, again, knock the scales off his eyes on this weird, and I got two cards here. Oh boy. Two cards here, this weird spirituality that he has. So I'm questioning whether this weird spirituality is in connection with certain things that one may do. So I know Perez Hilton calls them hugs, that you can get hugs. I'm wondering if it has to do with that, ritualizing smoking practices, that kind of a thing, that he needs this in order to stay calm and be connected with everything that he needs to be connected with. There's also those trips to South America where you can go on those little ayahuasca trips. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm doing that for the algorithm. Eye washing. So he can go down to South America and do some eye washing. Are you guys following me now? So they are going to have him really, he's got to come off all the substances, whether that is Tylenol, Advil, valerian root, whatever he's doing. They've got to get him off of dependence. It really is at the point where if he has an upsetting day, he kind of heads for that. Once upon a time, people would just head for the liquor cabinet and have at it. But now he's got a couple of different avenues that he can kind of prescribe for himself. So that being said, is the deal that he has to give up A to return home. So how does that work? And, I get the sense that these are courtiers, Privy Council. Whoop. We just had a card go flying, floppy shuffle. So I'm getting the sense that these are the courtiers, the Privy Council, the people that are advising the king that are saying, we need to, get him cleaned up first. So what would that be like if he returned back home? First of all, would he return with his family? Let's take a look at that. Would he return with his family? No, he would return by himself, and there would be an ongoing battle with that. There would be trouble. He would leave in disgrace, probably at like a la Felix Unger. He left the apartment at the request of his wife. So I do think he would do that. Now, would he come back alone? I think he would be very upset. He would come back alone, upset and broke, and a man full of words. He would have a lot to say. Who would he be complaining about? He would be complaining about the king, that the king didn't help. The king didn't give him any options, that the whole situation upset his wife, made his wife very upset. She is not rational now. And that is the reason for the divorce. So I think we're going to get a whole new narrative. Even if he goes back there, I think we're going to get a whole new narrative about how they robbed him of the opportunity to find love. So, oh boy. So what would they do with him? What would they do with Harry? What would they do with Harry if they brought him back? What would they do? Best case scenario, what could they do with him? Welcome him back into the family. He's very fragile, so they do need to welcome him back into the family with a lot of fanfare. And they need to very gently let him realize where he went wrong. So it's through this kindness, through the kindness of staff and courtiers and all of the people in the family, that he will now realize that the goodness of the family was really there. He just really was going against the grain. So it's not so much putting it in his face saying, well, you really jacked us up. They're letting him realize it. So where do we go from there? There's his voice telling his truth. This part, they need to get him in with a therapist. This absolutely is going to be hardcore therapy because he's trying to say a lot of things. He's got a lot of negative feelings. Will that work? One card. Yes, they will give him um, a bit more agency over what he says and how he feels and what he does. So they'll explain to him that this, this reckoning with his personal uh, PR right now, that can put him back to work, but he's really got to work on it. There's some things that he has to work on. So where would they put him? Well, he's not going to be near William. I can tell you that. They will not have him near William because that is too volatile. That's something that's going to upset him greatly, especially because he's going to be looking at the family and they're afraid of specifically of what he's going to be saying to the children. Well, one day you're going to be day old stale bread like me. They're really worried about that. So I think they will have him on the move. I think he'll have a home base wherever his father is, and then he will be on the move, and they will have him going like to the Bahamas, to Jamaica, to some of these Commonwealth countries, kind of having him just jump in and jump out. They'd be very, very quick trips to Commonwealth locations, almost like giving the world a quick glimpse of what Harry's doing. It's feeding into this very ADHD kind of vibe that I'm getting. Get him in, get him out. The traveling is really the distractor. And then he's exhausted. He takes a nap. He gets up. He shows really well for about an hour or two. And then they yank him out of there, put him back on a plane, and get him to the next location. It's almost like, a royal tour. You go to one location and you kind of show off and shine there. But he's going to go on a royal tour, a whirlwind tour of many, many, many locations. So, quick sip of water. It actually hurts to lift a glass of water, guys. How sad is this? And it hurts to drink. So I do think that he's not going to love this because he's going to feel much more like he's being bossed around, and that he's not doing any real work and earning any real money, but they're going to be taking care of him. So it's almost like they have to put him through these paces. Right now, what he is doing is there's a lot more sitting around than any of us would ever expect. He is sitting around a great deal of the time, ruminating and doing nothing and going out to the garden for a little walk and a smoke, for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if he's actually smoking in the garden, but there's a lot more not productive time. So what I mean by this is he is doing some meetings, but they're kind of sandwiched between all this time where nothing's really done well. So he might be like hustling to a meeting, but then when they get there, it's not productive. There's not a whole lot that gets accomplished in that meeting. There's a lot of talking about what they're going to do, but they don't do it. So, let's see where we go from there. So, all right, boys and girls. This kind of whirlwind tour, multi-day whirlwind tour for Harry is going to reduce his anxiety because there's going to be a focus for the anxiety. The focus is going to be on getting to the plane on time, taking off on time, arriving to the next site on time. They're really going to play some games with time. And that is going to be a good dose of medicine for him to get out of this non-productive cycle that he's been in. So pretty cool, pretty crafty. We've got some good counselors of state in there. Is counselors of state the right word? I'm not sure. But what we're going to do is we will end this first section right now. And we will go further in the next one and talk about how Daddy, Pa, feels about what's going on. So we'll see how Pa feels about the whole situation, what he wants to do. The glorious King Charles. So we'll be right back on that one. Thank you so much. Have a great day.